Well, this sucks. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Empire Precious Metals. Thanks so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you blast that subscribe button and get the bell notification clicked. That way you get updated with any new content. Today, I am talking about how much money is needed to retire in silver and gold. And this is very eye-opening. This is a rude awakening probably for many of you. Some of these figures are astronomically high, a lot more than I was expecting. And holy crap, I feel like I'm going to be sick. So let's just jump right into it. I've done a video on how much money is needed to retire in silver and gold a couple of years ago. Honestly, I don't even remember what I said in that video because it was so long ago and I didn't watch it since then. All right, so let's just get right into it. This is disgusting. I mean, this is absolutely disgusting. All right, so we're going to talk about this in a couple of ways. First thing I'm going to do, I have 4 different tiers of how much money you're going to need per year to retire. And then I'm going to break that down into how many ounces of silver and gold you need. All right, just stick with me here. Okay, so first thing, on the low end, if you are going to retire on $60,000 a year, what most people say that you should do is multiply how much money you're going to spend per year by 25. Essentially, that would be the average lifespan after retirement between the ages of 60 and 65. That being said, how much do you need per year? $60,000 times 25. That's going to come out to be $1.5 million that you need in order to retire at the $60,000 spend per year. So you need to save up $1.5 million if you are planning on spending 60 grand a year. And now let's break that into ounces of silver and ounces of gold based on today's spot price. I am recording this video on Memorial Day, May 26th, 2025. Gold spot price, $3,320 an ounce. Silver is $33.19. I'm going to round that to 33 to make life easy. That being said, okay, this is disgusting. Remember, I told you this is gross. Oh boy. Okay, 60,000. If you guys are able to curb your spending and live a frugal lifestyle when you retire, and again, this is to say that inflation is under control, etc. Okay. So $1.5 million in ounces of silver. You will need 45,454 ounces of silver in order to retire comfortably at $60,000 a year. In gold ounces, you're going to need just shy of 452 ounces at 451.81 ounces. That is a lot of money. And $60,000 a year is not a lot of money to live off of. The next level that I ran through my calculations was $80,000 a year times the 25. You're going to need $2 million saved in order to retire on $80,000 per year. And that equates to 60,606 ounces of silver and 602 ounces of gold. Wow. So just a little over 600 ounces of gold needed in order to retire. Oh my God. And I've done a lot of videos showing my stack and I've got nowhere near these figures. This is just eye-opening. I can't even fathom on saving that much money in gold and what a pile of gold would look like at those figures. Okay. Well, I don't know about your guys' lifestyles. I certainly would not be able to retire comfortably on $80,000 a year, especially knowing that, you know, we're talking into the future right now. Cost of everything is so high. Next level, $100,000 per year times 25. You need $2.5 million. Okay, so now 100 grand per year. Figure you and your spouse. Ounces of silver, 75,757 ounces of silver. Wow. And gold, 753 ounces of gold needed to retire if you are looking to live off of $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year, I'm sure a lot of you will say, isn't even that much money these days. I've got people from all over the country, all over the world watching the channel. Where I happen to live on the East Coast in New Jersey, the cost of living is extremely high, so $100,000 doesn't really get you very far. And that's just scary. More than likely, what's going to end up happening, at least when I get to the retirement age, is I will end up selling my home in New Jersey and take all that money and try to live a comfortable life somewhere south or in the Midwest. Not really a lot of options. All right, now, one more tier, $150,000 a year in order to live a comfortable retirement times 25. You are going to need $3.75 million saved in order to retire at those figures. Golly, $373.75 million bucks. All right, well, it's going to be possible for some of you watching this. I know some of you are high net worth. This is going to be very difficult for many people watching this video to ever achieve a savings of that magnitude. So how much silver does that equate to? Gosh, 116,636 ounces of silver. I don't even know how much that would be in person. That is just astronomically high. Now gold, how much would that be? Wow. 1,129.52. Let's just round that to 1,130 ounces of gold needed to retire at that level. If you want to be spending 150 grand a year for the lifespan of your retirement of 25 years, give or take, this is a lot of money. And I don't know about you guys. And I know, I'm saving for retirement, as I'm sure a bunch of you are. And I'm putting in some money, but my gosh, when you see numbers like this, just astronomically high, it really gets you thinking like, wow, I really need to step up my stacking game. And I've been doing all that I can. A lot of you that know this channel, you know I'm a school teacher, and on the side I run this channel and I have a precious metals business. So I am burning the candle on both ends. And even doing that, it seems like a astronomical feat to try to even do that. I'm getting all anxious here. I don't know about you guys, but that being said, what can you do? Okay, there's a few crap. There's a few things that you could do. Obviously, right now, stack and keep stacking. Would I say you should put your savings in silver like this? No. Would I say you should put all of your savings in gold like this? No. You should put about 10%, 15% seems a little bit much for a lot of people. I have a lot more of my holdings in precious metals. However, that being said, the norm, and I'm not the norm, and I know a lot of stackers in the community are not the norms, but you want to do 10% of your overall portfolio, give or take. That seems to be the industry standard. That seems to be what a lot of financial advisors tell people. That seems to be in a lot of journals and things like that when you do your research. So 10%. That you should be doing. Now, those of you that have been stacking gold for quite a while, we've seen what gold has done over the last 10, 15 years, especially the last 5 years, just continually hitting all-time highs. And that makes me even more bullish on gold, specifically for that reason. And I've done very well on various investments that I've had over the course of my adult life, but gold I have predominantly done very, very well over the course of the last, I would say 20 years, give or take. Now I wish, hindsight being 2020, that I was stacking all the way since the mid 2000s. That's when I started. That's when I bought my first 4 ounces of gold, and then really didn't start stacking until 2017. Wish I had been stacking all along. I'm sure a lot of you wish you could turn back time and wish that you could be doing that. So what can you do now? I would say continue to stack. Don't go beyond your means. But I would say look at this very carefully. This is just, my God, we've got our work cut out for us. At least I do, and I'm sure some of you do as well. But this isn't meant to scare you guys, but to really kind of just shed a light as to how much you need. And so if you haven't already started stacking, Start now. Yeah, prices are a little bit higher for gold. Silver tends to continue to be a little bit flat right now, but just put your money into the precious metals and keep buying. And whether it's up or down, you stay the course, and over time, the money will grow. You will see. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. This is just my opinion. Anyhow, let me know in the comments below, do any of these figures shock you? And how far away are you from actually achieving these retirement goals? And which of those tiers would you see yourself living in order to make ends meet? You know, after seeing this, I'm like, crap, I need to bump myself to the $60,000 a year lifestyle and eat cans of beans every day throughout retirement. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below as to your thoughts on this. And are you going to be stacking predominantly gold, silver? And guys, I will see you on the next one.